Well, hello there, and welcome to this episode of The Terri Cole Show. That I want to start with a question. How do you feel about Valentine's Day, seeing as how it's right around the corner? In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Valentine's Day and things that you can do sort of instead of opting into this commercialized, sort of overdone, very excluding type holiday that's completely man-made in its own weird way, right? Let's do something different. So every year I share my very favorite self-love ritual, and that is what I'm going to be sharing with you in today's video. So if you don't know me, my name is Terri Cole. I'm a licensed psychotherapist. I am a relationship and love expert, as you can see by what my sweater says. I'm also the author of Boundary Boss, the Boundary Boss Workbook, and my new book, which is called Too Much, A Guide to Breaking the Cycle of High-Functioning Codependency, which is available right now at hfcbook.com. If you don't have it, I think you will love it. So I wanted to tell you guys, my team just told me something really surprising. Nearly 2/3 of you who are watching these videos, and I have so many videos on here on YouTube, haven't subscribed yet. So your engagement and your comments show me how much you actually value what I'm doing here, which I super appreciate. It's so awesome for me to know that what I'm doing resonates with you, seeing as how you are the people that I'm making it for. But I wanted to let you know that subscribing to this YouTube channel is the best way to support me and the channel, right? It's completely free, and it keeps you connected with all the latest updates and what I'm doing. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I'll wait. And don't forget to click the bell icon so that you get notified every time I post new videos, which happens to be every Tuesday when I do my solo video like this, and every Thursday when I share interviews with you, with people all over the globe, all kinds of interesting experts. And really, I'm always choosing people because it's based on what you guys are saying you're interested in learning. So I love us. I love this group. I love this YouTube channel. Let's keep learning and growing together, please. That's what I'm saying. Okay, now on to today's episode. Oh, Valentine's Day. I'm just going to say it. I've never really been a huge fan of Valentine's Day. It's just so over-commercialized. It's super exclusionary. I don't love it at all. It was transformed by 19th century mass-produced cards, right? With Hallmark popularizing Valentine's Day cards in 1913. That's actually when this sort of came into the zeitgeist of the human experience, at least here. The commercialization of this holiday itself, to me, it just feels so excessive, right? It puts so much undue pressure on individuals to sort of meet the societal expectations of romance and gift-giving and perfection. And then what happens if you're single and it comes around? How do you feel then? Not that great, right? What if you want to be in a relationship and every single sappy ad is a reminder that you're not? It just doesn't feel good. It never did. It never did when I was single. It never did when I was partnered. It doesn't now. So I've always been interested, and in my therapeutic practice, always talking to my clients about alternate ways that they could celebrate Valentine's Day that really focus on community, that focus on friendship or self-growth, right? There's Galentine's Day that people talk about, where get together with your girlfriends. You can volunteer, attending group activities. You can celebrate in all the different ways that there are various forms of love when you really think about it, right? Let's just continue with what the problems are, and then I'll tell you what my solution is to all of this. If you're partnered, there can be unrealistic expectations of a perfect evening or a perfect gift. And it's stressful, right? It sets people up for a letdown. At least that is my experience. One thing I would say to my therapy clients is it's really helpful if you are in a relationship and you like to celebrate. And if you find yourself being disappointed year after year, maybe you have kids, maybe you have a partner, maybe they get it wrong, maybe people forget, maybe maybe nothing gets done, or maybe what gets done is not your love language at all, but somebody else's love language. I think that for those of you who are partnered and who've had this experience, I would love it if you would think for a minute about what truly feels like a gift. When that if it were coming from your beloved, what would make you feel love? What would make you feel valued? For some people, it is flowers and chocolate, right? Definitely, that's not me. Doesn't mean Vic doesn't sometimes do it, but not necessarily. But the important things to me, it's quality time, because that's quality time, words of affirmation, right? Those are the things. I want an experience with Vic always. If we're going to celebrate, I'm always like, let's have a meal somewhere great. Let's have an adventure, something we haven't done. Let's plan a vacation. We both work so much, and it's so easy to let all of that go by the wayside. For you, it doesn't have to be flowers and chocolate or anything traditional in that way, right? It might look like it does for me, sharing a new experience, right? Snuggling for 3 hours straight, watching movies with nowhere to go, right? Spending one day in bed together or a night away from the kids so that you can rest. It might be time alone. The gift might be your partner taking the kids so that you have a night to yourself or a night with your girlfriends. Anyway, I don't know what it is for you, but I really want you to think about it. And then I want you to talk about it, because really there is a way for us to avoid, at least within our relationships, sort of being repeatedly disappointed around the same things. It's just not necessary, right? We can talk about it. Maybe your partner is good at gift giving and maybe not. And I think that it has so much, it's so personalized, right? Like, how do you relate to it? Who are you? I feel like another reason why I don't like Valentine's Day is that there's this disconnect that I can see so clearly between healthy love, what it actually is, and this one day out of the year that we're supposed to celebrate the ideal love or idealized love. And you're like, dude, if you've ever been in a relationship, it's not that. It really isn't that. So anyway, there's lots of choices that you can make to have a better experience. But whether you're partnered or whether you're single, I invite you to do my favorite annual V-Day self-love ritual. Because to me, since self-love, according to Terri, is the foundation for any other healthy love, it's so important, and I actually think it's valuable to do this ritual every single year, and more for that matter. Before I get into my very favorite Valentine's Day self-love ritual, I also want to make sure that I'm doing this really groovy 5-day Raise Your Love Vibe Kickstart. So you can go to terricole.com/love right now. Love, just like those of you on YouTube can see that I have love on my sweater. This is my Valentine's Day sweater. It's 5 days where we're going to be just inspiring you and helping you attract and amplify more love into your life, because don't we all need more love? Especially at this moment in time, I feel like the whole world needs more love, and I definitely do. So that's terricole.com/love, LOVE. All right, so let's start. What is the first step that you are taking for this ritual? Is I'm going to have you create a Zen den if you have never created one. So for those of you in my crew who are already in my membership, who already know, just bear with, because I need to explain it for people who might be new. So you're creating a little sacred space in your life. It's a beautiful way to honor yourself. So it should be somewhere where you can sit often. Could be right next to your bed if you have a little table. Could be in any room. And it doesn't have to be big, but you want it to be comfortable and cozy. This is part of the self-loving experience, right? Is that we're intentionally creating a safe and comforting external space where you can then tend to your internal sacred space. That is what a Zen den is for, right? It's a great way to keep self-love and self-care at the top of your mind, because you can see it, right? I love having it's like a little altar, basically. I use the Zen Den, though, with a special blanket that I love and, my journal and my favorite pen. So I journal in there. I do breathing exercises. I meditate. And I even take 5 minutes to just lie down and rest when I need to. But having that external sacred space, your Zen Den, really does remind you to prioritize self-care. So some ideas of how you want to build your Zen Den, it's got to be cozy, inviting, and delicious to you. That's the most important thing. I like fairy lights. As you guys, see, wherever I am, there's always fairy lights. Candles, make sure you're safe. You can even get those fake wick candles where they're really like battery operated. Essential oil, soft fuzzy blanket is lovely. Journal, pictures of loved ones, flowers, leaves, other natural items I love. Crystals, plants if you have them. So first you're setting up your space. And then you're going to give yourself the space to journal and dream. So give yourself intimate time alone to write in your journal, right? In your newly established Zen Den, or maybe in your Zen Den that you've had for quite a while, to get in touch with your thoughts. And I'm giving you in the guide, terricole.com/guide, I'm giving you prompts to journal and really start diving into, like, what is it that makes you feel loved, that would make you feel loved, right? If you're in a relationship, you could be thinking about your partner. And if you're not, you could be thinking about yourself. And when you're in a future relationship, if that's something that you want, or what makes you feel loved in your platonic relationships, right? What currently makes you feel loved in your life? What kind of love do you want in your life? What does it look like? So in these prompts, there's a lot of specific information. And I'm also asking you questions about your self-care, right? Because self-love, that's what this ritual is all about, is such an important aspect of having a healthy life and having healthy other relationships if we are relating to ourselves in a healthy way. Because no matter how you slice it, according to me, listen, other therapists will think differently, but I truly believe that the way we relate to ourselves sets the bar for every other relationship in our lives. So if we treat ourselves like crap and are last on our own list, kind of talk badly about ourselves or put ourselves down, we will inevitably attract people who agree with that low self-assessment. And we don't want that. So part of this self-love ritual, to replace any kinds of Valentine's Day stuff, is to up that self-love, that self-consideration, and that includes self-care. Right? We're also going to talk about what actions, big or small, that you can take to increase your daily self-care and self-consideration. So you're going to, give yourself lots of space and time and expansion to be in your Zen Den journaling. I love a ritual. I'm just a ritual girl. I love a candle. I always have a cup of tea. Like, I go through this process that sort of primes me to tap into the truest part of my heart before I start journaling. And it's a luxury. Like, it feels luxurious to me to do that, but it's also very comforting, because the same way that when other people treat us lovingly, how it feels good when you get really healthy emotionally, psychologically, when you treat yourself and hold yourself in high esteem, that also releases feel-good hormones. That also makes you feel really good, right? That you took the time to just carve out something loving to do for yourself. Didn't have to include other people, didn't have to share it with other people. Because if you are HFCs, like me, in recovery, but, it would be so hard for me in my young life to do anything just for myself, right? If I loved a book, I wanted to buy it for everybody. If I loved a course, everybody needed to take the course. I couldn't even get through a course, right? A self-help something that if I loved it, I would be sending links to people. You should do this. You should do this. Again, why wasn't it enough when I was 25 or 28 or 30 even for me to just have that experience? So I want you to think of this Valentine's Day, where it's really the self-love ritual that will replace the Valentine's Day ritual, as a real radical act of self-love. Okay, so once you've written all that down, you're sort of illuminating how you want to be loved, what kind of love you like, how you're relating to yourself. And then step 3 in this ritual is that you're going to plan a beautiful gift to yourself. So you're going to go to your Zen Den space, and using the inspiration and the discoveries from all of the prompts that I gave you, your journaling exercises, you're going to decide what would be a beautiful, meaningful, satisfying gift to give yourself. Right? It could be something small or something big, but the goal is to do something special just for you that makes you feel the way you want to feel. Because self-love is an inside job, and self-love, when we really have it in self-consideration, it turns into self-confidence. It raises our love vibe, just like my 5-day free thing. Remember, terricole.com/love. You can go sign up right now. But just like that, I want you to visualize that as we take these acts of self-love towards ourselves, we are brightening our love light. So if you're single and looking to be partnered, imagine that we're taking soot off your love light, making it that much easier for your beloved to find you. And if you're in a relationship, it reinvigorates, re-inspires your connection to the other person when you feel lit up and amped about your relationship to yourself. So it's win-win no matter what your situation is. Okay, back to your gift to yourself. Here are some ideas and things that I've done in the past. Take yourself out for a sumptuous dinner or make yourself a beautiful meal. I will not be choosing number 2. I would like number 1, or number 3 is order in just for you. So I like 1 and 3 there. And if you love to cook, I'm just not feeling it that much these days, you can make yourself a beautiful meal. But I love the idea of just going somewhere beautiful. And I actually will just sit and look around. I won't have my phone at the table. A lot of times I'll sit at the bar, talk to people, perhaps talk to the bartender if I want to. But there's something really liberating about doing that. I usually do it when I'm in New York because it's so much easier when I'm actually in the city as opposed to in the country where I live. You could take a long, luxurious soak in a tub with candles, your favorite music, a glass of wine, or a cup of tea, right? You can actually fill your tub with some flowers, essential oil, like they have dried flowers you can get in a little package. Whatever makes you feel like the queen that you are. You're worth the effort to create that. Treat yourself to a mani-pedi. You could do it at home, go to a salon. Again, I would like to go to the mani-pedi place because doing it myself is not as good and not as much fun. If gifts are part of your love language, get yourself a meaningful piece of jewelry or clothing or a sweater that makes you feel beautiful, right? That reflects how you feel, right? Go through your closet. Choose to sort of adorn yourself with things that make you feel most like you. Buy a gorgeous plant. I really love plants, even though I don't have the greenest thumb, but I really do love that. Try something new. Take a course, right? Fitness class, voice or music lessons, trapeze classes. I've done them. They're so fun. A new language, right? Learn a new language. Go skydiving. I did that too. I don't know. The hashtag on that one is once was enough, but yeah, I don't regret it. Would never can do it again. No, that was so scary jumping out of a plane. I don't even know how I made myself do it. But I am pretty proud that I did it, if I am being honest. Here's the thing. There's so many free classes and stuff on YouTube, too. This whole thing is not about, you don't need to drop a ton of money on yourself. And if you can afford to and you want to, good for you. But I'm saying this is for everyone. This across the board. All of us can play this game. If you can, plan a solo R&R trip to rest and restore. Or do a staycation. Again, if money's a thing, stay home, but take an entire day or weekend off to just read or nap or do nothing or watch bad TV, whatever, or good TV or movies or whatever it is that feels good to your nervous system, right? And take a tech break, babe, please, right? Like actually power down your mother effing devices like please. That is a gift to yourself. Right? Sink in to the present moment. Now, I'm not anti-watching Netflix per se. Just don't be watching Netflix and being on your phone at the same time. You know, everyone like jokes about it and thinks it's funny. It's so depressing to me. So please let's stop doing that. Just put your phone away. Put a basket by your door and put your phone in there. Please. Not just for this V-Day ritual. Like in life, less tech, more life. Okay? So anything that makes you feel nurtured, joyful, and satisfied. That's really what it's all about. And if you are inspired, right, to basically take this understanding of love and how you relate to it and how you relate to yourself to the next level, is that interesting? Then, as I mentioned before, this year I am super committed to helping women experience real love that they long for and totally deserve. You totally deserve the love that you want, whether you are single or whether you are partnered. It's about the quality of love. So that is why I am hosting the Raise Your Love Vibe Kickstart. It's a free 5-day experience to amplify and attract more love into your beautiful, one-of-a-kind life. And again, you could be partnered and do that. We all need more love. Trust me, in a relationship, not in a relationship, don't want to be in a relationship, you still need more love. So this is perfect for you no matter what, even if it's complicated. All you need to do is go to terricole.com/love, L-O-V-E. And you can really right now join us. We're doing it February 9th to the 13th. I'm super pumped to do this with you. It's going to be 10 minutes a day. Every day you're going to get an email and a video from me. It's going to be something super actionable. We're going to talk about it. I'm going live on Instagram every day. It's going to be great. The 9th to the 13th, sign up at terricole.com/love. And you know what? I will see you on the inside of our 5-day Raise Your Love Vibe Kickstart. I'm so excited, you guys. Go sign up right now. P.S. Did I tell you it's free? It's free. Because I love you. That's why it's free. terricole.com/love. All right, I'll see you next week.